years. He was a man who invented a new. Jackson was born in Cody, Wyoming in 1912. The youngest of 5 brothers and became one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. 3 of his brothers also became artists. Growing up, his family moved all over the state from one rancher farm to the next. His mother always encouraged him and his brothers to be creative and do art. When Jackson was 8 years old, he was learning about interesting Indian legends and symbols. Later on, these showed up in his artwork. When Jackson was 18 years old, his oldest brother Charles came home to visit during vacation from art school in New York. When it was time to go back to school, he brought Jackson along with. Jackson decided to go to art school with his brother. In New York art school, he had a teacher named Thomas Hart Benson, who he became very, very good friends with. Jackson spent a good amount of time with Thomas trying to learn his style of art and became part of some of Thomas's paintings. Jackson had a hard time in school and was often unhappy, upset, and angry. He spent all of his life feeling grouchy and depressed. Jackson started drinking alcohol when he was 15, and that also was a problem the rest of his life. In 1945, Jackson bought a farmhouse in New York and married his girlfriend, Libby. He used the barn for his studio, and his wife used one of the bedrooms for her art studio. He experimented with doing art in different ways and learned all he could from other artists by seeing the different modern artwork in museums and galleries around New York and New York. Jackson did something original that no one had seen before. He took large canvases and tacked them to the floor of his barn. Jackson started to paint by using anything he could find to splatter the paint on the canvases, such as sticks, paintbrush handles, and other hard objects. He combined the things that he learned with shapes and symbols from his own imagination and thought. His paintings are filled with expression, movement, and rhythm. Jackson wanted his inner emotions on the canvas. He moved like a dancer around the canvas and concentrated in every spot. He made his art by splattering, filling, and dripping different colors in lines and blocks. Some people think it looks messy, but it is actually his mind thinking while he colored. He only felt alive while painting and creating his masterpiece. The important part of Jackson's paintings was the action of making his art, not the results. That is why he is sometimes called an action painter, Jack the Dripper, or Action Jackson. This type of art is called abstract expressionism. If you look at one of his paintings, you will see how he likes to be in his paintings. He has 2 different ways of signing his paintings. One with his hand, and the other is with his name. The large size of his paintings give you the feeling of being in an explosion of color and energy. There is no place where your eye can sit and rest because there is so much movement. In 1956, Jackson died in a car accident. He was only 44 years old. Today, Jackson Pollock and Lee Krasner's property in New York is open to the public. Visitors can see the paint-splattered floor in the studio where Jackson created his art. He is still considered one of the greatest artists of our time. For this report, I tried to create a painting like Jackson Pollock's style. It felt like I was dancing in the motion that he was. I used the back of my paintbrush and dipped it in my paint jar and splatter and splatter and splatter. It's not easy as you might think. It made me understand the rhythm of flipping my brush back and forth and side to side, and how good he must have felt while doing it. I even signed with my hand fit just like him. If you would like to try painting like Jackson Pollock, there is a website you can go to and try it out. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned something about Jackson Pollock and the special art he created.
I learned a whole lot. I'm going to go to that website. We will put the website up.
I have it.
Oh, you do have handouts for everybody? Can we wait to hand it out right now? Then we can just do the presentations. Were there some other things you want to show? Okay. Do you need an assistant to do that? Okay.
This is a picture of Jackson's father. And this is another one.
Libby, can you, they look like those books are heavy, but can you look at them closely later? Okay, great. Any questions for Libby?
Why did you because I want
What do you like?
because my mom showed me the website a couple years ago, and I thought, and it was fun, and I thought I wanted to study. When was he born? He was born in Cody, Wyoming, and
You can look in your report if you want.
in 1912.
Any other questions? It'll be fun to take a closer look. I love the mural that you did. So let's give her another round of applause. Great. Another great presentation. I think, Alex, are you next, honey, or is it Sarah?